Hello everybody, welcome to The Bun where we party hard but hustle harder. Now this is going to be one of the most important lessons as we're going to be picking the backbone for every single decision you're going to be making henceforth using your social media platforms. And of course I'm talking about the niche. Now contrary to what people think, your niche is just what your brand is. Except now what niching has turned to online is like putting yourself in a box. So if I'm talking about video games, I can only talk about Minecraft style videos. And by doing that, you're putting yourself in a box. But in reality, niching is simply picking your brand. And it's what you stand for and what problem you're going to solve in society. And when you think of it that way, it becomes much broader. And by the end of today's episode, we're going to use this map of the strategy that I've come up with in how to break down picking up your brand from bit by bit to become an effortless content pumping machine. Anyone can do it. So to start off with, in today's episode, let's go over the difference between brand versus branding versus marketing to get a picture of what we're going to be doing and what each of these elements actually are. And then we're going to start by picking your brand, and hopefully after number one, you're going to know why. To start off with, your brand represents the outcome of what you're going to solve in society. What problem or value are you adding to society for people to invest their time and money into you? Like for example, when you see the Apple logo, you think of luxurious high performance. However, when you look at the McDonald's logo, you think of cheap, rapid food that's extremely affordable and convenient. So it's what represents you. Now, branding is what the logo and the fonts are. That's not what the brand is. Branding is how you represent the brand. So you see, for example, like I said, with the McDonald's logo, when you look at this, that's the branding, you think of this. And now, marketing is just how you spread awareness of what your brand is. I hope we made that distinction very clear, as it's very important. And a very good quote to sum it all up and tie it in a nice little bow is, your brand is your story. Marketing is how you tell it. So of course, it's not what is more important between marketing, branding and brand. It's just that brand is the first step, then you brand it, and then you can market it. It's like a procedure because you must first have a story to tell before you can tell it. So that brings us to the important step of picking your brand. Now, as I mentioned, the first thing is you must come up with your outcome. By the way, guys, this is just my rough handwriting, for illustration purposes, as it's how I teach you guys best. But if you look in the description box down below, I have made a specific template for you where this is going to be very neatly designed, and you can actually add your logo and the text as we're working through this video. And I want you to be working with me throughout this, and don't leave it for later. You're never going to come back to this video if you don't. This has to be an interactive process, and even if you don't want to go get the very neat template, this isn't very hard to draw. It literally took me like 3 minutes? Yeah, so literally go take a rough piece of paper, scribble 1 box, 2 box, 3 box, and just go with this process with me, because I promise you it's going to make content much easier for you. Anyways, so the first thing, this is how I want you to do it, and trust me, and whether it be noodles you're interested in, or Star Wars, or anything, this is the process I want you to go with. What is the outcome you want to solve in society? Now, you don't have to be an expert in this topic to teach people. For example, I don't think I'm the world's biggest social media expert, but by going through things that I've already learned and teaching people, you learn even better. So don't put yourself in like, I'm not equipped to solving this problem, so I can't. By trying to solve the problem, you're already solving the problem. It's a chicken and egg paradox sort of thing, Like, if you never talk about doing something, how will you ever do it to then go and do it? You get me? Anyways, leave that. So for example, with us, we want to, our outcome is make $5,000 a month through social media. Right? That's the outcome. And this can be applicable for any niche. For example, with the gym niche, you don't tell people I want to help you exercise. You want to give them a transformation at the end of the tunnel they can look for. For example, this can be replicated for any niche. For example, with the gym niche, you don't tell people I want to help you exercise. You want to give them that transformation, which could be lose stubborn belly fat. Right? Then as a bonus, you don't have to get this down just yet, but you want to put a time frame on it. Because think about it. Would you rather buy a program that was titled How to Lose Stubborn Belly Fat, or would you buy a program that was titled How to Lose Stubborn Belly Fat within 6 months? You know, putting that certainty of time is more likely to attract someone. For example, with our Growth on Social Media course, we put a time frame of 6 to 12 months. Then the next step you want to do is identify whom you're solving this problem for. For example, with ours, we would be looking at people within the age of 20 to 35-year-olds, because those are people who have just started off their careers and are looking for passive income. Someone in their 40s, yes, they may want this, but you know, we're not looking at the outlier. Who are the general people? 20 to 35-year-olds. Also, single moms. You know, single moms are like, that makes up a majority of our client base, because they're looking for an extra source of income, because usually the men used to do the financing, and you know, in divorced families we see that like single moms are the ones who want to get that extra source of income to try and support their children by their own and take up that male role in their lives. So that's just one thing. So identify your target audience. You don't have to get all of them straight up, and as you work in the niche, you'll figure it out more, but get a general scope of who you're targeting. That will help you create better products as you know who you're creating them for. For example, for single moms, we'd go with feminine colors and feminine themes. For people in their 20s and to 35, we'll go with like, you know, techno theme, very bright colors, and show like, you know, the Gen Z culture. So we have the outcome and for whom. Next, I want you to identify your content pillars. This is how you're going to help them achieve their objective. For example, with ours, how do we help you grow on social media? Number one, of course, with social media, we need to teach you how to grow on social. Then also, because of the business element, we have to teach you financial literacy. And then finally, another thing, we need a mindset shift, because part of what we do is help people believe you can achieve anything if you put your mind to it, right? So once we identify our content pillars, the next step is breaking down these pillars into sub-pillars. So for the sub-pillars, for growing on social, we teach you how to create your content. Next, we could teach you about the algorithms. Yeah, so tips around the algorithm to help you boost your social media platform. Another thing we could go into, like with these videos, is the branding. How to brand your content to grow on social. Another thing we can talk about is community. How to build an engaged community that's liking, commenting, and subscribing to your platforms. So you see, that's how you break down the pillar. So it's how, it's like, you see, from this is how to do this, and then this is how to do this. So it's just breaking it down smaller and smaller. And then we replicate it for all the pillars. For example, with financial literacy, we'll teach you like accounting tips, we'll teach you general business tips, like delegation. We'll teach you we'll teach you things to understand the basic economic state of the world. Like fill in every single box. Like I just give 4 because like 5 would be like too many, 3 would be too less, just in my opinion. We don't have to fill in 4 boxes religiously. For example, this may be it for me, you know. And then in mindset shift, I talk about like the Gary Vee. If you've seen my content, I love him. He's the reason I'm able to do content like that. He just inspires me so much, and the message he spreads and getting rid of this toxicity on money. So I like to mention him. His mindset is what is really above the rest, and I like to spread that message. Don't be shy to admit the people you admire, you know, that's just extra content for you. And basically, I think you get the picture with what I'm trying to do. So and I want you to do this right now. Like, pause the video before you continue and just make sure you have all of the boxes you feel filled out. And then literally, this becomes a very powerful tool for you, because it's now your entire strategy for every single product you're going to release, every piece of content you're going to produce, and it's just basically the backbone to your entire company. It's your brand. Now, if this has been of value to you, click on tomorrow's video where I'm going to teach you how to use this content clarity map to become a literal content pumping machine, as explained earlier in this video. This tool will literally get rid of that headache of you thinking, what am I going to post? I don't know what to talk about. Because you put yourself in your niche without putting yourself in a complete box. This gives you loads of things to talk about, but just solving one thing. Now, I produce videos like this, and it takes a lot of time and a lot of investing into getting such amazing videos with amazing templates like the one in the description box below. So I'd appreciate if you hit the subscribe and push bell notification buttons so that you can be part of these tutorials every single weekday. Also follow me on my social media Instagram account at BillionairesBan, where I give you daily content and take you throughout my life so you understand the journey I'm on to my path to financial freedom. Anyways guys, I hope this has made the process so much easier for you. If you have any problems whatsoever, please hit up my DMs or the comment section down below, and I swear someone will reply you and assist you ASAP. But for now guys, it's been a great video, and please check out this video on how to use this to become the unstoppable content pumping machine I know you're meant to be.